Welcome to the workshop. I'm so glad you can join me. This is the Holistic Personal Development for Small Business Owners workshop. And I would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land from where I am presenting this workshop in Noongar Pinjarib country. And I pay my respects to elders past and present. Now, here we go. My name is Bronwyn Chomf-Glidden, and I am the founder and director of Evertrue Solutions. I help small business owners to be sustainable and viable, and we achieve this through permaculture. I've packed a ton of really valuable information into this workshop, so we don't have a moment to lose. We'll get right into it, and I'm also recording this workshop so that you can refer back to it later on. This is an interactive discussion. I've got you on mute at the moment, but you can raise your hand or use the chat box to ask questions as we go. I offer these free workshops to share really important tools and learning to small business owners, and at the same time to build an audience for my business and the services I offer. There's no hard sell, but I will take a moment later on to present the services that I offer, just in case there's something that appeals to you. And if not, no problem. I hope you enjoy the workshop. So we are holistically developing the whole person. In this workshop, we'll be learning about a few of the things that I use in coaching sessions to help my clients to find peace, clarity, and balance. As business owners, it's so important to keep a clear perspective of our business being just one aspect of our lives when it has the tendency to dominate all of our attention and focus. I also rely on the permaculture principles in my work, and I will explain how that works and how permaculture is so much more than just a gardening thing. One of the main problems that I've seen, especially amongst small business and sole trader operators, is this tendency to focus a little too much time and attention on your business. And yes, it is a very important part of life. As a small business owner, you're probably working longer hours than if you were in a regular full-time job. And it's important to build your business to be viable, but it doesn't need to take over your whole life. You need to have a personal life too, and there are many areas of your life, and they all need your attention and time. There's your family, your health, your personal finances, your hobbies, your partner, your home, and even your own spirituality. All of these put together to make you up as a whole person. And the start of a new year is a great time. It's a perfect time to assess all of these areas. And when you don't address all of these areas, you might achieve success in your business, but you'll be left feeling like so much is missing. And what was the point of all that work if you're still going to feel unfulfilled? Now, the work that I do with small business owners has often involved dealing with feelings of great confusion, overwhelm, imbalance, misplaced priorities. The impact on these individuals has been substantial. They were miserable. And it has been a real privilege and an honor for me to be a part of their transformation as they work through this darkness to find clarity, balance, purpose, peace, and the way forward. What we'll be using today is a wheel of life approach to assess all of the aspects of your life. Then within each area, we measure how much each proposed action is going to improve your overall life by using this impact matrix. These two tools used together will create a short list of goals that you can really focus on, knowing that these will make the biggest impact to your forward progress of becoming the best version of you. The way that this benefits you is that you won't waste time or effort on the latest trends that have nothing to do with what you really need. You won't be distracted by the easy things that don't actually make a difference in the long run. The goals you choose and work towards will actually really matter. They will actually make you happier and more complete. You will feed your soul what it's been craving, and this will make all the difference. Why is it so important to develop the whole person and not just work on your business financials? It comes down to the fact that you, as a person, matter. The relationships you have with your family and your friends, it matters. The way you spend your downtime to rejuvenate your soul matters. And when you have success in business, but the rest of your life sucks, it's just not worth it. You need to have success in all areas of your life to be able to really, truly feel that sense of fulfillment. Now, as we go through this workshop, you've got your camera and your microphone off, but I know you're there. And at any time, you can ask a question in the chat box. You can raise your hand. Now, I'm just going to very quickly share my screen here. So at the bottom of the screen, you've got these reactions. And then if you click on that, one of those reactions is to raise your hand. So you can do that, and you can ask a question. I'll get a thing that you've raised your hand, or you can just pop something into the chat box, which is here. I just realized you can't see my mouse, but yeah, it's at the bottom there, next to participants. So now you should have your template document open that I sent to you with the Zoom link yesterday and then again this morning. So I'm going to share this into the chat box just in case you don't have it open. Bear with me one moment. Where's the chat? Here is the chat. Okay. Okay, so if you don't have it already open, then use that link to open it now. And then before you type anything into it, what I'd like you to do is click on File and then make a copy. And then you can save it into your personal Google Drive folder, or you can also download it to have your own offline version so that when you make changes and everything, it's not changing the original base template. So you're completing this template as we work through it, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Now, the number one reason for you to complete this exercise is to create a whole life, including your business, that is full of happiness, fulfillment, and success, whatever success looks like and feels like for you. Now, when you have a young sapling tree, it takes some time to become firmly rooted in the ground. Once it develops strong roots and it finds the groundwater, it can grow strong and flourish and provide fruit for many years. But getting it to that point takes time and it takes assistance. A young tree needs help so that it doesn't go off on an awkward angle. And so if you stake the tree and give it support to grow straight and true, together with enough water and nutrients, it will one day be able to do it on its own. And so it is with a small business and a coach. A coach will support you through those formative years until you establish your strong roots to be able to continue on your own. When you try to do this on your own from the start, the risk of developing bad habits or getting led off track is quite high. Your perspective can miss the bigger picture, and oftentimes being consumed with the day-to-day means that you can't see the woods for the trees. Doing it on your own is very admirable. That is the goal. It just can't be the starting point. Now, the Institute of Coaching reports that coaching helps you to take action towards your goals, to be more self-reliant, to find satisfaction, to make a positive contribution, to work better with other people, and to develop better communication skills. 80% of people who receive coaching find increased self-confidence, 70% increase improved work performance, and 86% of companies recoup the investment in coaching and more as a direct result of the coaching. Working with a coach like me will help you to find the clarity to first define what your core purpose is, your ultimate goal, and then chart the course for how to achieve that one step at a time. The first step is to decide today that you want to start the journey to becoming the best version of yourself and your business. and you want to take charge of your life and your business to make it happen. So get in touch and let's start talking about what you want to achieve. But let's get into completing this template. Now, where is it here? So here is, you should be seeing the Wheel of Life assessment. So if that's working, then that's great. We're on track. Okay. Now, to begin with, I've got a link there to the original blog post, the article that really inspired this whole workshop. So you can click on that and read it later. Not now. We're talking about this now. So here at the start, we've got the Wheel of Life, which shows 8 segments of your life. And you can rename them. You can even add in other areas if you think something's been missed. That's totally okay. On the other side here, we've got an image representing the permaculture ethics and principles. Now, if you're not familiar with the permaculture principles and ethics, I'll just run through them very quickly. In the center here, we have earth care. We look after the earth. People care. We look after people. Fair share. There's enough for everyone. And there's no need to be greedy. We can just take what is not take, but share what we need and share the excess with everyone around us. All right, so the principles now. Starting with observe and interact. Before you come in and make really big changes, you need to first become aware and familiar with what it is that you're dealing with. Observe. Then we go catch and store energy. Then obtain a yield. And in business terms, to me, that just means return a profit. That was the first principle that stood out to me as being a really important business principle. Fourth one is use feedback and use self-regulation. Another very important concept in business. 5 is use and value renewable resources. 6 is produce no waste, or probably, if we were to rephrase that, use the waste, like reuse waste for something else, because the picture here, if you can make it out, is a picture of a chicken pooping under a tree. The chicken produces a waste product, which is the poo, but the poo is used for something else, and the tree uses that as fertilizer. Next is design from patterns to details. 8 is integrate, not segregate. And that picture there is supposed to be marigolds planted amongst the cabbages, but I don't know if you can make that out. 9 is use small and slow solutions, and that's meant to be a slow cooker. 10 is use and value diversity. It's good that everyone's different. It's good that there's so much diversity and difference between us all and everything that we do. 11 is use edges and value the marginal. And then 10, creatively use and respond to change. 12, creatively use and respond to change. All right, so that's just a very quick overview. If you had never heard of permaculture before, that's what I'm talking about. So we go into step 1. Now, first and foremost, establish a space of self-love, acceptance, forgiveness. Never complete this exercise with a mindset of self-criticism or judgment or shame or blame. Now, we'll just take a minute to do that now. If we just take a deep breath in and out. Let go of the tension. Let go of your fears. Find something to appreciate. Find something that you really appreciate and let that feeling of appreciation wash over you. It can be anything. It can be a conversation you had this morning. It can be someone special in your life. It can be a bit of a win that you had yesterday. It can be your favorite pet or just a good cup of coffee or whatever it is. Find that appreciation and let that feeling wash over you. Feel peace, feel love, and bring to mind all of the good things that you love about you. Okay, staying in that space, we come to the spreadsheet and we're going to add in the date of when it's completed so that we can come back to it at another time. And this is really helpful to just see how far you've come. Okay, now I've got on the left-hand side all of the areas of the Wheel of Life. And this is where you can add in another area if you think that something's been missed. If you go to the very last block and hit tab, it'll create a whole new row for you. But I don't need to do that. I'm just going to do it on these 8. And first we ask the question, what am I doing well? In your positive mindset space that you're in right now, what are you doing well with your family and your friends? So I love that I recently had I've got family on the other side of the country. They're all in the eastern states, all of my siblings and my parents. And over Christmas, I had a one-on-one video call with all of them. I've got 8 siblings. So that was really special to me. That was a really big win because it's so impossible to keep in touch with all of them. But yeah, video call with all of my siblings and my parents. And that was really, really special. I did that. That was good. That took a lot of organizing and scheduling, but it happened. Now we're going to move on to health and well-being. What am I doing well? In the area of health and well-being, well, I guess I eat well. I love eating fresh produce straight from my vegetable garden. I always get a kick out of picking something from the garden and preparing and eating it straight away. That's awesome. Now, you can do several things. If you just hit enter, it'll give you more space. And if it's just one thing, that's okay. I did this self-assessment on myself and then also with my husband while I was preparing for this workshop. And there are some questions that he couldn't quite find an answer for, and that's okay. Don't stress, don't push yourself if it becomes uncomfortable. What am I doing well in my house and my home? Well, I recently reorganized my office. And you can see this banner behind me. I won't risk moving the camera because it took me ages to get it just right, but it says, let's talk about sustainability in your small business. But so the banner goes right around my whole office. And it's a really good constant reminder to me that this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm all about. That was really good for me. All right, recreation and hobbies. What am I doing really well with recreation and hobbies? Well, let me think. I play the piano, and that is one of the things that I love to do. And so that was something that it'll come up when we talk about what can I do more of. But I did get an opportunity over Christmas time to play the piano. We were singing Christmas hymns, that's Christmas carols. And so that was really cool. Now, what am I doing well in personal growth and spirituality? Well, so you can do whatever is appropriate for you. For me, I have a very good habit of daily prayer, and that's something I'm really happy about. What am I doing well in wealth and finance? Well, that's a very personal question, isn't it? But I have, in the past, I've gone through periods of difficulty, and I got through them. I was resilient. Hang on, start with an S. I got through those hard times. And what am I doing really well? I know that having gone through those hard times, those very lean times, because I did it then, I know I can do it again. And so it doesn't scare me. It's okay. What am I doing really well in my career in business? Well, last month I picked up a new client. That was very exciting. In romance and relationship, well, what am I doing really well in romance and relationship? Well, I do like to spend time with my husband, and I block out time so that, you know, we can have that special time, you know, those date nights and things like that. Even though date night for us looks like sort of going to the estuary and going fishing, but you know, that's our time. Okay, so this is all the good stuff. This is coming from a place of positivity and really putting yourself in the right mindset of the next step. So I'm going to pause right for just a moment, and I'll give you a moment to you keep working on that if you need to, but I'm just going to take a moment to share with you how I came to be here today talking about, you know, holistic personal development. You keep working if you need to while I tell this little story. You know, I used to be a regular person, just like any next door neighbor. I was running this tidy little bookkeeping business, and I was contributing my little bit to the family income. And then I got this idea about 10 years ago that I can do more. I can do more. I can offer more to my clients. You know, I'm not just data entry. So I'm pursuing the options available to me, and I'm trying and failing at lots of different things. And, you know, it seemed like nothing was working. Nothing really fit. It was insanely frustrating. And I wonder, have you ever felt like that, where you're just, you know, you can do more, but you just can't quite find what it is? And it's very frustrating. I'm sure you felt something like that in the past. And then I hit a really low point, incredibly low, where I had to completely and literally start again and put my life back together from the ground up. That was tough. And that was the time when I actually discovered coaching. Now, signing up to learn how to become a coach was the single most emotional business decision I'd ever made. I knew I just had to do it. I took action, and I used my mortgage payment to pay the deposit on the training. I mean, who does that? I instantly burst into tears, and I was terrified as I was inspired and motivated. Have you ever taken that leap of faith with something where you just jump into the unknown and just brace yourself? I thought it cost too much. I thought I couldn't afford it, but I was committed to it anyway, and I found the money, and that decision was the starting point of this wonderful, beautiful journey. So the process to learn how to become a coach means that you go through the whole coaching process yourself. And for me, that was a process of healing and self-discovery and identity and forgiveness and growth and love and vision. It was infinitely exactly what I needed right at that time. And it completely strengthened my faith in God and my belief in everything that's important to me. So this coaching and healing process put me back in touch with my 6-year-old self, who at the time was completely in love with the earth and all of nature. I've always been a hippie at heart, but now it's front and center. I've always had this deep reverence for the earth and a profound gratitude that everything humans need for health and happiness comes from the earth. So now I'm working as a coach, and given my background in small business support, it made sense to be a business coach. Only I had this passion for living in harmony with the earth, and it felt like my profession wasn't completely aligned with my passion. Have you ever felt that kind of disconnect? It's like, you know that something's wrong, it's just a little bit off, a bit like having a stone in your shoe that you just can't budge. Have you ever felt that? And so in my journey to rediscover my nature-loving self, that was when I literally stumbled onto permaculture. And I was told, oh, you need to do a PDC. And so I did. I signed up to do a PDC, which is a permaculture design certificate. before I actually knew what permaculture was. I just knew I had to do it to be true to my authentic self. As it turned out, every moment of every module of that training reinforced to me that this is what I've been wanting to do my whole life. I just never knew what it was called. Permaculture is a design framework that harnesses the power of nature to benefit human life. It uses the wisdom of ancient cultures to work with nature, not against it, and it strives to live in harmony with the earth and maintain the natural order of things. Permaculture starts with growing your own food, but the concepts, the principles, the ethics and philosophies apply to every aspect of life and society, including livelihood and running a business. So I began to see the business wisdom that can be found in the permaculture principles. And I developed this understanding to help small business owners, just like you, to run your business the way Mother Nature would want you to. And so this is it. This is this connection that I needed to make to really move forward as both a business coach and a permaculture activist. I can use the platform of business coaching to spread the movement of permaculture and make a real positive impact in the world we live in. So I have now dedicated my life, my career, and my business to promoting the movement towards sustainability to help one small business at a time achieve true balance and harmony, self-sufficiency, and fulfillment to be sustainable. Now, I'm a bridge between business and permaculture to work towards sustainability and viability. Viability is running a business well so that it is long-term and it's a dependable source of income for your family without burning out, without losing your personal life, without that trial and error and stumbling onto the right answer, just doing it right the first time. Sustainability is running a business well so that it is kind to the environment, making a positive impact and turning the tide of that collective impact of small business on the environment. I really love how this understanding of permaculture combined with decades of my experience in small business has provided this opportunity to help you create a truly sustainable business. Now I'm going to share very quickly. Is it sharing? Oh, no, I need to click the share button for it to share. Who would have thunk it? There it is. Okay, so these are the programs that I offer. There is the online mastermind group, which is a once-a-month Zoom call with a group of up to 12 people. I facilitate this group and we follow a coaching process, but in a group setting. And in this setting, you can connect with other businesses who share your values. You can bounce ideas and problems. You can brainstorm solutions so that you can get so many different perspectives and experience just for your business as you do the same for theirs. And so there's 3 groups to choose from. There's the first Monday of each month at 9 a.m. And that is a really great way to kick off your day and your week and your month on the right foot. The next one's on the 5th of February. The second group is on a Tuesday of each month at 7 p.m. And this is when you need to work in your business during those business hours. And so we would go in the evenings. The next one is on the 13th of February. It's the second Tuesday of each month. And then on the third Friday of each month. And this is for the people who like to just, thank goodness it's Friday. Take a lunch break on Friday and so 12 p.m. Friday, have a break after a busy week and connect and just review and see what a great week it's been. So now that's the next one. The next one of the Friday group is Friday the 17th of February, which is my son's birthday. Now that's in Perth time, so it would be 2 or 3 hours ahead if that's in Eastern States, so depending on daylight savings. And for this mastermind group, it's just $55 a month to attend. Next one is coaching. My coaching sessions are delivered by the phone. I find this method best for a couple of reasons. The main one is that if you're doing a session in person or on a Zoom call, there's a lot of visual distractions. But by doing it over the phone, I find it very effective to be able to really focus and engage in the process. You just close your eyes and talk, and I'm just a voice in your head as you explore whatever it is we're talking about. I personally believe that everyone on the planet should have a coach. The process is just that powerful. I'd be lost without mine. And usually one session a month is enough. But if you need more intensive support, you can do that too. In a coaching session, we just talk. I ask questions. We focus on what you want to achieve and how to get there. And when things get in the way, because there is always something getting in the way, we work through it together. It's this awesome process to just take a step back and figure out what's going on in your life and in your business and even just in your own head. Coaching is just $165, and there are discounts available if you need subsequent sessions in the same month. The next one is permaculture business plans. Now, if you don't have a business plan, then get one. I'm serious, it's absolutely essential. If you do have a business plan, I'm going to ask you, when was the last time you updated and reviewed it? Are you operating your business plan according to what? Are you operating your business to what the plan says? Now, you can download a free template from government websites. You can do it yourself. There are so many people that can offer and help with business plans. And this is what I can do too. Mine have a twist. I weave in all of those permaculture ethics and principles into the framework of your business. Everything is quite intentional, that your business is focused on permaculture. And so for me to prepare a business plan together with you, we connect over a Zoom call to put the bones together, and you paint the picture of what it is that you want, and then I go and flesh it out and I do all the work. And we meet up weekly to go through the details, and the target is to have the plan finished within 4 weeks of that. This process is $1,650 for business owners, for businesses that have a turnover of up to $300,000 a year and up to 2 employees. And then the final service that I offer is a sustainability assessment. The message I'm sharing with small business sector is that, you know, we've been talking about the environment for 50 years now, and we're not there yet. The millions of small businesses in Australia means that that collective impact to the environment of all of those small businesses is actually really significant. We all need to step up and take more responsibility for our individual contribution to that impact. In order to start this process, you can conduct a sustainability assessment to find opportunities to do 1% better. Just start the ball rolling and then go from there. This is a quarterly exercise, and you just get started with whatever is small and simple, and then you just keep it going to make your business part of the sustainability solution, not the problem. The template itself is a free download from my website, or you can book a session with me to go through it with you, which is a 2-hour meeting for $297. Now, if you're not ready for any of these, that's fine. You can sign up to the newsletter, monthly blog articles, make use of the free resources like this Wheel of Life self-assessment, and attend these free online workshops. I hold these once a month, and I always focus on offering something relevant to small business sustainability that you can use in your business straight away. And now I'm just going to quickly the trouble with having multiple screens is that you can't keep track of where your mouse is. Here it is. I'm just going to put in my website into the chat. If you wanted to talk about any of those services later on. But let's get back to the Wheel of Life sustainability assessment. Okay. So by now you should have completed all of the things that you're doing well. And let's now look at what can you do more of. Now, rather than me tell you all of the things that came up when I did my self-assessment, you can go through this, and I'll guide you with a couple of hints and things for each one. What can you do more of? What are you doing that is good, but you can do a bit more, that you need to do more? Or maybe, something you're doing is good, but it's just not enough. Or something you're doing well and it is helping. And so let's build on that. Let's focus more on that. In your family and your friends, do you need to spend more time with your kids? Do you need to actually schedule a catch up with your friends and go out on a girls' night or a bloke's night or whatever it is that you do? With health and well-being, what can you do more of to build on what you're doing well already? In your house and your home, what can you do more of to make your home a representation of who you are? What's important to you? In your recreations and hobbies, I'll just put in a quick personal note here. This was the hardest for me because, I'm a small business owner like you, and it is quite a tendency to focus so much on your business that those hobbies and recreations get pushed to the side. I don't know if gardening is a recreation for you. It is for me. I don't get enough time out in the garden. I would love to spend more time out there, maybe not on days like today when it's 40 degrees, but by recognizing that it's something that I can do more, that's an opportunity to schedule time and to make it a bit more of a priority. Personal growth and spirituality. Now, why have I put together personal growth and spirituality together in the same category? They're kind of different, are they? No, they're not. Anyone who is spiritual, whether it's religious or otherwise, knows that as you connect with your spirit to a higher source, you're lifting yourself up, you're elevating yourself to a higher place. And that's exactly what we do with personal development too. You're lifting yourself up. Personal development is about being better. Personal growth is about being a better version of who you are. And so it's one and the same. For me, I am religious. I have a very strong faith, and I see these intertwined so completely that I am a better person personally as I focus on my connection to God. And as I develop that relationship with God, I become a better person. That's just me. I don't push that on anyone, so please don't be afraid of that. But it is something that if you share the same philosophy, then we can really connect on that too. Wealth and finance. What can you do more of? Are you saving enough money? Are you spending your money wisely? Are you doing the right things to help you create more of a substantial foundation of stability? Career and business. Well, this is something that we probably don't need to ask what we can do more of. There's a huge list of things that we need to do more of in our business, right? But how can you do more effectively in your business? Romance and relationship. What could you do more of? What does your spouse need? If you don't know, then ask. What do you need? And even if you might be thinking, well, they can ask me what I need. If you start, then they often reciprocate. Okay, so we go through that. Then we go into the next column of what am I struggling with? What's really hard? It's okay for things to be hard. You can't be good at everything all the time. But in this self-assessment, the reason we started with so much positivity and self-love and acceptance is because this question of what am I really struggling with, it can be it can be a trigger for some people who are fragile. That's what am I struggling with? It can become a very long list. It does happen. But to go through that, in the interest of time, if you haven't completed it yet, I'll let you complete that later on. What should I do less of? Now, this is where we made such a distinction at the beginning to remove any feelings of shame or blame. It's really important that you don't carry that blame and that shame of the things that you're not proud of. And this is something that is at the foundation of every coaching session. Yes, we know that out in the world, there is blame, there is shame, there is all of that stuff. But in the coaching session and in the self-assessment, it plays no part. It doesn't help. And so you need to accept it is what it is. If there's things that you're not proud of, it happened. You can't change the past. And no amount of regret or shame or self-loathing is going to change that. But taking more of an analytical approach, perhaps an anthropologist digging through the ruins of a civilization, doing a dig, just be curious. What happened? And what could you do less of? All right. So now we have the impact matrix. And this is a really, really important part. If all you did was just that first part of answering these questions for what can I do? What am I struggling with? What should I do less of? You could take that and take from that a couple of really key things that you can turn into goals that can improve you in your life. So you could stop there, but this impact matrix really brings it together because sometimes the things that stand out to us the most, we need to evaluate them and evaluate them on this scale of intensity and frequency. So what could I do more of? Let's say spend more time with your kids. Excellent suggestion. Frequency. How often are you thinking of spending time with your kids? Is it daily? So yes, that would be frequent. That would be a 3. And the intensity is how much of an impact is that going to have on the relationship? Is it going to be insignificant, standard, or is it going to be really substantial or critical? And so time with your kids, it depends on where you're at and how much of a difference that's going to make. And so if that's a 5, then put down a 5. If it's going to be critical intensity and very frequent frequency, then yes, that's a 5. Other things that you go through, that you assess and evaluate throughout this table, it's going to be, okay, so maybe this, with the wealth and finance, I need to do a personal budget and I need to track my personal budget. Frequency, well, I do it like maybe once a month or something. So that's regular, maybe even seldom. And how much of an impact? Well, I might save $100 a month, or maybe it's more. Again, it depends. It depends. We hear that in permaculture a lot, don't we? But it depends on where you're at now and how much of an impact that's going to make. And if it's a 1, then okay, maybe you don't need to make that such a focus right now. If it's a 5, then absolutely go for it. And as we go through these different categories, as we go through the measuring and evaluating between the intensity and the frequency, you can see for yourself. You'll be able to see what's standing out. And so now that we've done that, you can take it to the next level. You can take any opportunity to evaluate a potential goal or an opportunity that may come up. Run it through this, see how it's going to impact your whole wheel of life. Is it going to take time away from the other areas of life? Is it going to add to this area of life that you've been needing to spend more attention with? You can really add and develop any opportunity, and it doesn't have to be at the beginning of the year. It might be something that you could do on your birthday. For me, my birthday was a couple of weeks ago, right after New Year's, and so it's sort of one and the same for me, doing a Wheel of Life self-assessment on my birthday, which is the same time as the start of the new year. But a birthday is really good, especially those milestone birthdays. And that can be a great opportunity to really take stock and just take a step back and see, how's everything going? So you can do this at birthdays and those milestone moments. You can do this at the start of the year, maybe at the start of the financial year. And you can use this self-assessment to evaluate other opportunities that come up, especially the impact matrix. Having that framework of evaluating by measuring it against two different metrics, that really helps you to put things into perspective. And you can change those metrics. If it's not intensity or frequency, you can change it according to something else that you see are relevant metrics for you. Originally, this is commonly seen when people doing a risk assessment, when they're measuring, like, planning an event, and they're trying to do a risk assessment of the sorts of things that could happen. The two metrics that are used are either the severity and the likelihood. And so by measuring the severity and the likelihood of all these potential risks, you can, pay attention to what needs the most attention, and what can, if it's insignificant, and it's not going to make that much of a difference, and it's not very likely that it's going to happen, then don't worry about it. Save your time for something that is going to happen. Right. So I've been doing a lot of talking. I hope you have gotten some value out of this. I hope this is helping you. And I really enjoy doing these assessments. And what you do from here is you can now develop the shortlist that you get. You go through. Now, there is a field here under the column of what am I doing well? And so using the impact matrix, yes, you can record, how much of an impact is that having on the things that you're already doing well, but that's not necessarily a guiding you towards a goal. It's more the others, the what can you do more of, what are you struggling with, and what should I do less of, that are your flags of what you can do to create a goal. Now, obviously, goal setting and achieving goals is a whole other lesson. It's probably going to be next month's topic anyway. But this is where you start. And I did say in the promotion of this workshop that, here is where you learn about how to actually achieve your goals. And so what I can say here at this point in time is that when you pick goals that are really going to make an impact, that really going to make a difference, you will be so much more motivated to stick with it. And a coaching thing that happens quite often is when you can when you can see yourself doing this for the rest of your life, when you can imagine your 80-year-old self seeing the benefit of having started this goal and achieving this goal, you naturally become so much more attuned to it to be able to carry it out, to not let it fall by the wayside like just another New Year's resolution, but to actually stick to it. And so that's what I want to share with you now of how to actually start that intention of setting a goal and achieving it and actually making it happen. You can start here with this impact matrix and the wheel of life to identify goals that really matter. And so that's where we can move forward from here. So I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you've gotten some value. I really would very much like to hear about it. And so if I can copy this without copying anything else, I'm just going to drop into the chat box. I'm going to drop a link. And in this link is a feedback form. And I would so appreciate if you could take a moment, just click on that link now. And then once we're finished in a minute, you can, it'll just take a minute anyway. You could probably even just do it now. But just give some feedback on how you have found this workshop. Has it been helpful? Has it been valuable? Was it worth your time? Did it meet your expectations of what you were hoping to find? So I'd like to know, is there something that we can do together? I love opportunities to be a speaker at events. When I was talking about the sustainability assessments before, I love getting on my little soapbox and telling small business owners how they need to be more sustainable. But I'm also open to discussing all sorts of partnerships and joint ventures. If your customers are businesses, perhaps there's something that I can contribute to value add to your services. And I really love these opportunities to explore. So here's one more link I'm going to share. And this is a link to book a free chat with me, just so that we can get to know each other on a more of a one-on-one basis and see where that goes. So with this, remember the steps to follow when you're completing the self-assessment. First and foremost, you must enter a positive mindset space. You complete all the questions for each category using the wheel of life, and those questions of what am I doing well, what can I do more of, what am I struggling with, and what should I do less of. And then you use the impact matrix to evaluate the overall impact that each action that you're looking at can have on your overall life. So here we are. Oh, no, we still have some time. But let's not let this be the end of our time together. We've only just gotten started. I really hope to see you again soon. I will send you an email with these links that I've shared, and also with the link to the recording that you can refer back to at any time. So until we meet again, may your business be prosperous, may your family be supportive, and may the pathway before you be clear towards your goal. Bye for now.